Greetings, good people. What's going on with your lives, man? I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are feeling good as I am and that you're in the right mood, the right location, and the right time. It's your main man, Andy Brown, giving it to you live once again. This is the Online Happy Hour, and I'm excited to be here once more and again. You can holler back at your boy each and every Tuesday and Thursday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, where I live vicariously through you. And we dive into some wonderful discussion topics. It might be with peers, it might be with parents, it might be with friends, colleagues, and cohorts, and it just might be me sometimes. But the chat room is always open. The phone line is always open to you. And you can always share this via your social media platform, your Facebook. You can follow this on the YouTube channel as well. It's on iLife Radio. That's independent listening is for everyone radio. And right here, hit me up at Andy Brown Speaks on my page and also in the Online Happy Hour group as well. So if you have the ability to use your fingers, hit some love, hit some likes, and pass this information on. Go ahead and share this link to your friends and family. And we're going to talk about some stuff, man. Last Tuesday, I had the chance to talk to one of my fraternity brothers and one of the media divas, Miss Nika Watkins, also Mr. Etoya White chimed in and gave some insight on some real good game where we discussed the House Divided. And if you missed that show for whatever reason, man, shame on you. But the timestamp is going to be there, 7 to 8:30 p.m. What's up, Sarah? What's up, Mike? How y'all doing? Appreciate it. Be able to get some love, get in on this one, and we dive into real topics each and every Tuesday. I love it. Each and every Thursday, I love it even more. So, yeah, let's have some fun. If you have paid your phone bill, you can chime in. You can go ahead and get some of this. 847-474-5433 is the calling number. Again, 847-47-iLife. I'm good, man. I pulled me a nice one. I'm feeling right today. Has a little bite, but so does that weather. And that's something that we have to make the adjustment to. 5 days away, folks. 5 days away from the election. If you have not decided on who you're voting for, you have time, whether you choose Republican, Democratic, or even just nobody at all. You got the right to do such. And your comments are going to be heard, are going to be welcomed. Kind of is what it is, man. So let's really tap off into tonight's broadcast, man. I'm excited about this one. And the reason why is because I've seen this on so many different levels. Friends, family, colleagues, they want to, ask a few questions, and we get off into that. And I'll show you the reasons, explain some of the reasons why this is so touching to me. But before I go ahead and do that, let's put the disclaimer out. The thoughts and ideas displayed right here on the Online Happy Hour do not reflect those indirectly who chime in on this topic. That has to be said. because people get into tiffs and arguments and whatnot. But let's go ahead and explain that. Put the disclaimer out there. What it does reflect are those who are willing to give their insight, their information, and talk a little noise about the discussion topic today. And as you can see, if you read it first, that's cool. But if not, let me go ahead and tell you tonight's topic is called business and pleasure. Can we do both? Well, that should have really been reworded differently. I probably should have came off and said, should you do both? But because the can is the action, can you actually do it? Yeah, it's possible. But there's a few different ways you want to look at this. When you talk about dealing with friends and family, I mean, man, it's going to either build you stronger or totally collapse that whole damn tower down. So let's talk about how this looks, what it looks like when you do business with pleasure, dealing with yourself, your personal dealings, whether you deal with, friends, whether you deal with family, and even, yeah, dealing with relationships, your significant others. So open up the table on this one, man. Let's just talk about this. First of all, do you like the studio, man? Ain't it jamming in here? It's kind of jazzy, got the chairs and the dude back there in the corner just chilling. But I mean, I like the atmosphere. The atmosphere just makes it feel warm and inviting, and you can just sit back and enjoy a nice one while you're with your peers, and it's good. It invites presence. You can do in an atmosphere like this, you can do both business and pleasure, right? Because the ambiance is there. The good feel is in the atmosphere. You can hear some nice music, right? Or it's just kind of laid back and chill. The cushions are designed for you to, kind of sit back and relax a little bit and have a little cushiony comfort with the pillows. Or you can sit up a little lower and just be more attentive. Body language says a lot when you're dealing with business interactions. So how you deal with someone on a business aspect and how you actually conduct your business, if you will, makes a big, big difference. And your posture and your body language speaks into that for real. Okay, so let's just kind of get that squared away. When you actually having a business as your own, whether you're representing a corporation or trying to represent yourself, you need to really stay on 10 at all times, because not only are you branding your presence in front of that person or in front of that group or in front of that corporation, you're putting a name of an organization behind your existing presence. So stepping up and doing something a little bit out of the norm, whether you're more relaxed and want to just chill and lay back, you can actually do a little bit of both. But how you conduct that, how you actually interact the two, is totally going to be something that you really need to look at, right? So if I'm lounging and I'm in my my personal atmosphere, or I'm in other words like this, right? I got my shirt on and I'm branding who I am. I got my company logo on my t-shirt and I'm trying to brand who I am in a crowd of people, right? How I carry myself is a direct reflection of who takes me seriously and who doesn't. Because if you see me acting a fool and I got this particular shirt on, the imagery says a fool is in that shirt, right? You're automatically seeing the fool represented in that shirt. So if you're in a personal situation and you're coming in and you want to throw back maybe 4-5 of these at a happy hour, you feel as if you're in a comfortable zone, you can do it. But don't get to the point to where you're overindulging and it's getting out of control and you got rude looks and you're trying to holler at people of the opposite sex. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the energy, and you're setting yourself up for a lot of futuristic failures and just your overall image, right? So you have to think about necessarily when you are doing business for yourself, what that looks like on a personal scale. People buy from who they feel comfortable with. Whatever you're purchasing, you're buying from the clown with the M logo at McDonald's. You have to talk yourself into thinking that clown is comfortable, right? So that you go when you purchase McDonald's, no one at it because it's convenience, right? And you're also comfortable with the clown. Now, if they change the look, of this Ronald McDonald figure, half of y'all wouldn't go to McDonald's anymore because you're scared of clowns as it is. But you don't want that interaction. You know, it's a scary, frightening thing. They had to change. I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but they actually had to change the look of the Hamburglar at McDonald's because the Hamburglar, where people were afraid of the look of the burglar. So they had to change it to be more kid friendly. Some of you all who are going there now probably don't remember that because you were a little too young to notice that. The Big Mac, the Big Mac police officer, you know, was a little intimidating. So they changed. They got rid of all that. It was scaring kids away. So you got to think about the image that you're putting out there and the association of that and what that looks like for you as a person, as an individual. Got to do it. I talk so frequently to individuals about understanding your target audience, and I'm really not familiar why this hasn't synced in quite yet. You have to really identify who your audience is, man, who your product is going to attract, because everything you do is not for everybody, right? It's not for everybody. This platform is not for everybody. The places that you go, the websites that you visit, the music that you listen to, it's not for everybody, right? So you can't just assume that the whole free world is going to see you and recognize. You want that to happen. Trust and believe. You want it to happen. But again, it's not going to be something noticed if they don't notice what you're doing as a business. And if you can't separate business from pleasure, then people aren't really going to take you seriously because they don't really know that you are in business. So you have to kind of walk away from the aspect of, well, I'm just doing me. I'm doing me. I'm living life and I'm chilling. You know, if I make $1 here and there, I'm balling. No, that's not the case. Don't put yourself in that situation because that's a hard hole to climb out of, especially when you're dealing with your reputation, right? You don't want to do that because your business ventures, who you are as a person after the contracts have been signed, cheers, throw back some shots, however that is, because business has been done. But you have to be able to separate that, and the appearance of what you're doing has to be presented in a certain way that's inviting to people to come in, that's recognizable for people to see you, who they are, and what you have to offer. Again, everybody's not going to see you where you're at. And all depending on how you're looking, how you're presenting yourself, that personal touch is going to make a big, big difference in how people view you and view your business. Okay. Hope that's making sense to somebody along the way. 847-47 iLife is the call-in number. So to get some game on this, we're going to talk about some situations, people who have gone through this. You've probably lost an opportunity, want to start your own business. Somebody out there was in the corporate world, right? And you figured that, okay, well, this is going to be the best time for me to get out there and do my thing. Well, you got out there, but you didn't take the precautions to represent yourself in a better light. And because you didn't do that, because you chose not to do that, it didn't work out for you. The money wasn't there, and you jump right back into the corporate world, afraid to get out and do it again because you have to be able to separate business and pleasure. You can do both, but you have to be able to maintain that level of separation. Over here, you have your business ideas. Over here, you have your personal ideas. Yes, you can put them together, but you have to be able to take the proper steps so you don't damage the reputation that you have or that you're trying to build and establish. That's got to make sense to someone. Let's see. We talked about personal. Let's look at friendships, right? So if you have a friend that you want to mix business with, and that's cool. You probably have some colleagues that you've been discussing this with, and you all have a good relationship together. It looks good on paper, and you kind of see yourself as the next, gruesome twosome to go somewhere and to start and establish something new and run it off and do your own thing, whether it's insurance or a restaurant or clothing design or music, whatever the case may be, any type of noun that you call your business, right? You've got the idea with the colleague, and it's so cool because you all you understand things together, right? You see the same thing. You have a a similar look on something, but you can also see it from a different perspective. And in business, you can welcome that perspective, right? You can welcome the look that somebody has. You can welcome the viewpoints of somebody else because maybe they may be better with money than you are. You might be better with marketing than they are. Some people just want to be in business, but they don't like talking to people directly. And the other person just can't seem to shut up. So you can find a way to put that together and have that cohesiveness for your business and where you want to go. It's there. The perfect setup is automatically there for you. What's encouraged is that you have to be able to separate your differences of opinions and realize that it's business and personal and business and pleasure, absolutely, to see that thing through all the way, right? So if I'm looking to establish something with a colleague, and I have a certain opinion about how things should go in business, and my business partner has a certain way that they want to see things done, then if the two of you don't come together, what happens is with that one business, one tends to go this way, the other tends to go that way. You're not agreeing on certain things, and you try to do stuff to try to prove the other person wrong. Well, you're not in agreement. First and foremost, you're not in agreement. You're not moving in the direction of where your business or your mission statement or lack thereof have come together. You have something to fall back on that says, this is what we said we were going to do, how we're going to get it done, and we're going to come back to this same train of thought if anybody gets confused or feels as if you may be going astray. Let's come back into what we said we were going to do to make this thing work. That has to happen. You can have the two together because it's good to cheers and throw it back a little bit every now and then. But listen, if you don't bring that together, man, what's going to happen is you're going to damage relationships with that said friend, right? Used to be your homie, now you act like you don't know me type situation. Well, you feel as if, okay, well, this person got my back. Now all of a sudden, you're distancing from one another. You could have events that you don't show up to all the time because you're sabotaging your business based on how you feel about your colleague. And that's not fair to your money, right? That's not fair to the mission statement that you all put together to say that this is what you were going to do. And definitely not fair to your clients and colleagues who are expecting more out of you, right? You said this was, A and B, C company, but Mortimer and Randolph here just can't quite seem to get it together. And you're not helping one another. You're hurting the relationship that the two of you have, right? Not cool. Not cool. You've got performances that are changing. You're trying to prove a point by damaging the business relationship, and it hurts the other person's emotional aspect of how they now view you. We can't continue to do that. You cannot continue to do that and think that what you're going to have is cohesiveness in business. 847-474-5433 is the call-in number. Again, 847-474-5433. The online happy hour here. We're talking about business and pleasure. Can you do both? Strong possibility, man. You can really do it. And if I've been involved a couple of times. You all know this. I mean, you've seen me do things with different peers and bring them on to different platforms. We work together, and sometimes it works out for a long run, and sometimes it has its short-winded run. It happens. Hold on. If neither one of you are coming together and putting the foundation down and adhering to what you said you were going to do, man, look, emotional feelings get in the way, and you don't have cohesiveness in your business. It's going to be all wrong. The chemistry is going to be wrong. It can be good up front because you have the best intentions, right? You have the energy to say, okay, well, I see something different. I may not agree, but let's kind of turn the tables here and see from this aspect. And then you begin to get tired of doing that and getting frustrated with your colleague. Well, that's not fair to your business, man. It's definitely not fair to your business. You can have a time to where you're having group meetings or interactions to schedule that and say, hey, look, this is how I'm feeling. This is why things are going in a direction I see them going, and here's some ideas what I believe we can do to resolve that. Take a look at yourself first. Say, hey, okay, well, is it me? Am I tripping? Can I receive this type of feedback and constructive criticism from someone who's a peer and not a manager? We got to take that mindset out. If you've been in the job, in the working world, the corporate environment, blue collar or white collar, we get so caught up of this person being a boss of us that when you have someone that you are on equal playing field, your level of respect seems to change because you're not used to it. It's not something that's regular in your thought process. So you have to give your mind a chance to see yourself at higher levels, because now you go from working for someone to actually working with someone. Big difference. Big difference in your mindset and the way you think. So, man, be able to change your mind on that, man. You'll damage so much more by not cooperating with the peer that it just turns to just trash, man. You cannot believe how many times, myself included. I mean, y'all seen the different videos of different people. You've seen me, partner up with some folks, and it looks good. Like, oh yeah, that's gonna work. I like the chemistry. I like the energy, and all of a sudden it stops. Well, you don't even know what happened on the back of the back behind the scenes. That it just tends to shift the whole dynamic. And now you're like, what happened to y'all? What's going on over here? Oh, I knew it couldn't work out because you don't have that consistency anymore. Well, look at the damage that you're doing to the people who expect you to do what you said you were going to do. So each time you have to continue to push yourself in different positions, and you're switching all these partners and you're switching for businesses, it's not a good look. So can you mix business with pleasure when it comes to friends? Yes, you can do it. Just be mindful, be very, very mindful of how people are treated on that level of friendship, right? We tend to want to get closer and closer and how's your family doing? How's everybody, having, vacations and dinner and whatnot. Sometimes you got to just shut that off. Like, you got to know where you can go in this lane and stay there and be comfortable, and know when you have to back up and be like, well, yeah, it's a good idea. I appreciate the invite, but, I'm going to have to find something else to do with my life. And be more attentive in that circle, in that realm. Not to say you're dismissing the relationship, but getting too close can cause some strife. It can cause some issues, and that's not really what you want out of that relationship, because it's not going to grow and develop the way you think it is. Overemphasizing and putting too much on, because folks are going to start to judge you for who you are, not what you do in business, but for who you are, and that's not fair, right? Totally unfair to do that. If you're just now tuning in, we're talking about business and pleasure. Can you do both? Hit some love, man. Hit some likes. Let me know how you feel about this. Jump off in the chat. Get on the phone lines and call me. Let's talk about it. We can, or I can keep on tripping out. Either way, it doesn't matter. But trust me, I know that the show is for us to communicate and get some good understanding. For my Bible readers out there, and all that you get, you should get understanding. And that's really why we're doing this right here. So cheers up, drinks back. Yeah. Whew. That's a little rich, baby. I love it. So your friends, right? Your friends are only going to do so much, because they can leave when they leave the business and they leave you as a friend. Then that whole relationship can walk away and disappear, and it can stay for a little bit, but you may not have to see them anymore, right? It just went so sour that it didn't work out completely, and they're up and gone. Never see them again. It doesn't hurt your feelings. If you run into them, it's purely by accident, or you might see somebody out with similar circles, and it makes it awkward. Sometimes depends on how the relationship left. But ooh, man, does it ever get so nasty if you appear to do business and mix that pleasure with your family? Oh, yeah, I said it. Your family, man. Look, your family When family wants to do money, spend money with you and do things as far as business, you better be sure. I mean, family needs to go on, in my opinion, a 4-year probationary period where if you're going to learn to start exchanging money, um, figure it out, man. Let me hold $4 or $5 this month. I'll pay you back next month. Make that 4 or 5 and turn it into 6. And after 6, loan them about 10, throw them about 20, 24. Small increments to see how they manage money on a small scale. Money is not for everybody to count and correlate together. Some of us make a lot of money and they blow it all because they don't know how to manage money. Some people are very meticulous with money and hold it and don't want to spend or let that dollar go by any means necessary. And you have others that can really balance that checkbook, man, and can work that thing out. So you have to be cautious, especially when dealing with family, because your family, listen, man, you can carry a legacy. It's a beautiful thing. You can carry a legacy on for generations to come. You have to be able to separate business with, celebrating with family functions. You can create LLCs and different companies, subsidiary companies up under family. You can build positions for children that you already have room to hire with. You can already build for cousins and, namesake to continue to move through. And that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. This country actually operates that way, to where they're working in past. Look at the Rockefellers, right? The Morgans, the Morgan family, the Hershey family, the Ford family, right? It's these names that just make things synonymous with family and working. That's what they're doing. So how come you can't do the same? You can, absolutely, you can do the same. That's the design. You want your family to be able to carry on generation after generation after generation and keep that business going. But if you're not in a position to mentally change the way you see things about business, you're not going to get there. It's just not going to happen. Listen, man, you got a mindset of people out there who just are so short term. They're building a reputation of being short term watchers. And society plays a big part in that. Society will give you, instead of giving you one movie, man, they'll give you a whole bunch of different series to watch, to break it up, keep you engaged, but not to commit. You have to commit to this. Not right now. It's not going to be over just yet. Come back for more later. And you put that on your own time, and you don't finish, and it takes you months to finish a series or book or whatever, because you don't have to commit to doing it right then and there. If you do, that strengthens your engagement, which is always great. However, if you're not putting that energy into finishing something, then even in your business for your family, you're not being able to finish the legacy that's set up for years and years to come. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very, very difficult to do that. We're not focused. I mean, think about it. We're not focused. Listen, you got a cousin, man. You've been knowing your cousin for years. This is your freaking cousin, right? You've been knowing them. You've been seeing how they operate, what they do, their trends, their patterns. They have some great ideas, but they don't really move on it, right? So you see it as a safe place to be because, well, I can encourage them, and they may have a little something they can bring to the table, but they're family, and if it's family, you can trust family. You should be able to do that. And the thing is, we kind of get into a mindset where we don't do it based on the expectation of failure. Your mind is saying, I can't really get into this with this person long term because they have a bad history of completing things. Well, they could be just waiting on the right opportunity to see them where they need to be. You don't know that. We don't take the time to actually go into sessions with family members to stay educated on what it takes. Listen, I've said this before. We said this on Tuesday's show, and we've said this on multiple times off off of this platform as well. Counseling has to happen. There are people out there who are paid professionals to have an unbiased opinion on what it is that you're doing and why. That it's good to get that open insight for somebody to come in and tell you how to get something done. You could really be in position, man. That could really be your calling, and you might miss that one thing, right, to get you over the hump. But if you don't make the time to do that or really learn it, you're not doing yourself uh, any justice. You're not doing your family any justice. It's good. Trust me, it's good to want to turn this around. It's good to want to do business with family. It's good to want to do things with friends and to really start your own business. Don't negate that at all. But mixing business and pleasure, that's a tough thing to do, baby. Tough thing to do because you're not wanting to come into the business with the idea of letting it take time, right? People want to see results right now. You have to let that thing muster, fester, take time. If you're not willing to do that, then the expectation of failure is going to be greater. Again, we want right now stuff. We have people who don't commit. You don't commit to watching movies, right? Because we have series and there's no reason to do that. We don't commit to jobs. You've had 12 jobs in the last 5 years and that resume is like 6 pages long. There's no level of commitment. You haven't finished that degree. Level of commitment. We get things happen, but there has to be a level of commitment to say that not only can I finish this here, I want to be able to move on and do something else. You got to be able to do it. Some people, they listen. It's even in the small sectors, right? Have you all noticed anybody that they'll grocery shop and not bring all the groceries in the house? That's you out there. Somebody's doing that. You have to have a follow through on everything. I bought them in the store. I got to get them out of the car and into the house. And you may not want to do it. I get the water's heavy, or that extra bag is there, and I'll come back and get it later, or the dishwashing liquid. I get it. We're all guilty of it. But you have to be able to finish something and make a pattern of finishing these things before you can move on. Set the tone, because we tend to look at other family members as being the issue, but sometimes it's us. We can't connect to them and they can't really see us because we have committed a lifestyle of not finishing things. So even in your own personal life, if you have come in and said, well, I'm not finishing this, or I'll get back to it, then what's going to happen is it's not going to be there either. And for the long haul, no, you set your mind up to say that this isn't something I'm willing to do. So yeah, be able to see certain things and those characteristics to finish something out. Your business and your pleasure. You have to be able to do it. If you have in your own personal aspect, you're not finishing things. In business, what will happen is you'll be so forward to looking to the quitting time, and man, we get back to it tomorrow, dog. It's kind of tough right here. Why don't we just go and take a break, go to happy hour, go have a couple drinks? It's an inherent trait that your performance in your business is going to alter as well. It's not going to be a good look. You're not willing to finish this on this level, so your level of commitment to the overall picture does not help you at all. It's not comfortable. You're not willing to read the next material because you just expect that it's going to happen, or if it doesn't come to you, then the Lord is not on your side to show you the right thing right now. Nah, man, pick up some books, read some books. They got ebooks now. You're not putting your phone down. If you can stare at your phone for hours looking at videos, then surely you can do an ebook or an audio book or something along the lines of making some change. So listen, the tools are there. Just like you're watching this right here on this platform on your phone or on your YouTube channel or your iPad. I can only read if I have a book in my hand. I can only watch TV if I'm watching television. Stop telling yourself those lies. Stop buying into that. Adapt and change with the way technology is so that you, sir, ma'am, can see your future clients, right? Your business is going to have some type of internet presence. And they're going to tell you, well, no, I don't want to buy from you because I'd rather go to a grocery store and buy your product. Well, I don't have that. You got to buy me where I am and see it for where it is. Change your mindset about how you think about certain things so you can be able to adapt and grow your business, not only with your family, but your friends, and even the way you see business for yourself. So business and pleasure, can you do them both? Yeah, you can do it. Should you do it? Is a better question to ask. You have the man. Listen, we've got such a mindset of business is good. I've made my first sale, and now I deserve to be on a beach somewhere. Kick back, chilling, sipping on little fruit drinks with umbrellas in them, and all that kind of stuff, or going out to a foreign country to celebrate business growth. When you probably have only broken, 2 or 3 deals in business. No, we've got to change that mindset, man. Entrepreneurs and corporations operate totally different. Okay, please understand, folks. Operational differences between corporations and entrepreneurs operate totally different. You can delegate certain tasks in a corporation that you can't delegate in a sole proprietor entrepreneur business. That's all on you and your business partners until you're in a position to hire out. And yes, I know you want to keep your money. And yes, I know you want to maintain good practice and all that kind of stuff. But until you're in that position, you've got to have the mindset of a 24-hour hustle. You have to be able to put yourself in position to work and think business 24/7. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't chill and relax, okay? Because folks get it twisted with, it's too much this, too much work, and shut this down. I'm tired of thinking. And that's fine. You can get there. But if that's the way that you want to be in your mindset, then create the platform faster. Do the business faster. Take out the business loans. Hire some people to do the work for you so you don't have to do that. And take that approach, because if you're hoarding and saying everything is on me, I got this, then you have to be the one that's going to be up late online doing the research, online making the payment transactions and getting stuff done, and checking out your merchant services, how you're going to get paid, what platforms you're going to use, how you're going to label your product, your logo. If you're thinking that far ahead, to get an attorney to make sure that your registration is good and you're all registered and licensed, right? I mean, all that kind of stuff. If you're not there yet, then after you've made 1 or 2 sales, depending on your product, don't expect to be out there just balling, shot calling, and thinking the world is supposed to see you in this, latest Mercedes Benz and whatnot. Business and pleasure, man. Separate that totally, because you reward yourself on the small aspect, which is fine. Take the rewards if that's what you need. Pats on the back, or buying something nice for yourself. But you have to be in a position to pay the business, pay yourself, right? Pay your taxes, all that kind of stuff, and put back into your business. Third, in quarters. Pay yourself in quarters, man. Break the money up so you know where it's going. And have your money already set so you're available. You can invest back into your business, right? You can pay yourself in business so you can make your money. You can pay yourself while you're growing, and you also put your money up for your taxes. They're coming for you. Be prepared. As Scar said in Lion King, be prepared. It's going to be some shit that's going to be a little bit different, and you might want to get your money right and get it together. I'm telling y'all some real good game tonight, man. This is some real talk. I hope somebody gets it. If you're out there right now and you're thinking about getting into your own business, because COVID has changed the way that we're looking, COVID has changed the way that we're actually operating business. If you are actually buying stuff now online at more than you are buying in person, you, sir, ma'am, are in someone's target audience, in their wheelhouse window of change. Because if they know that that's what you're going to do, you're creating that habit of doing that, then consider whatever that you're going to do to actually operate the same way, because that's where you're seeing your money. That's where you're spending your income, right? And you can receive that money as well back that same way. So just be sure that you're having a good transfer of wealth. You're paying this customer for this product to get back over here, and you're spending your time and your money over here on this product to invest yourself over here. At the same time, somebody's buying something from you, and you're pushing that money out there in that wheelhouse, and you got all these things spinning, and everything's operating in the same manner, and it's all making sense, and you're making money. You got to be able to see this, folks. This is business and pleasure, because you can take this money that you're doing in your personal matters, right, and take a piece of that and put that over in that reserve for when you want to celebrate yourself, because that is how you reward yourself. Me personally, I reward myself for investing back in my business. I get a thrill off of doing that. But there's somebody out there that says, well, I need to take a vacation, or I need to buy a new suit, or I need to buy a new purse, or I need to, get me into the car, or however it is that you're doing it. Whatever your business is, separate your business and your pleasure, and know that you can actually, here's the cool thing about it, man, is write that thing off. A lot of times we're not. Let me pull this up. I got to pull this up and play this, because this is something that made a lot of sense to me that I read, or that I heard actually. Hold on. I'm gonna find this. This is the beautiful thing about the freaking internet, man. I can pull up something that someone said that made perfect sense to me. Hold on. Not too lengthy. Here we go. I'm gonna let this play for you. This was Vlad TV. If anybody's familiar with Vlad TV, this is Vlad TV where they talked about. He had a conversation with Jemele Hill, and Jemele kind of opened up something about the thought process of money. So let's look at this. Let's look at this. Hold that thought 1 second. I'm gonna bring this on for you. You see this, man. This is just a good way to think about something. Hold on. So we'll pop this off. We're gonna do it like this. Play this bad boy right here, full screen, and just listen.
As someone who's had money, lost it, and then had it again, you really need experience on how to handle large amounts of money. It was interesting. I read a story recently that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle bought like a $14 million house like Santa Barbara or something like that. And I'm like, so I started looking into it, and the royal family, they have serious money, right? For the whole family, all the children. And I actually went back into history and looked. The first.
I don't know if y'all can see that. Hold on 1 second. Hold on one minute. So pour a favor. Let me play this and make sure y'all can see that. Make sure you can see that. Let's get this going.
To it. And the royal family, they have serious money. Right? For the whole family, all the children. And I actually went back into history and looked. The first quote unquote king of England was like the year 800. This family has had 1,200 years of being rich to figure out how to manage their money. A lot of us are, new rich. I've only had money for the last, 5-10 years, like not even 10 years, maybe about 8 years. The first time I had it, I messed it all up. I bought a house I couldn't afford, I bought a Benz, I did that, and then suddenly the economy dropped, and then I was screwed. And you have to learn how to handle money, and incrementally bigger amounts of money.
Yes. Yeah,
you have to know, like, you have to be able to how to keep a couple $1,000 in your bank account, and then tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands, and then you got to build it up to the millions. If you go from dead broke to millions of dollars, this is why you have these guys who buy like 4 Ferraris, and
well, they don't know about investing.
They don't know about investing. They don't know about the stock market. They don't really understand how property works. Because your family will be like, buy the biggest house you can, because you'll never lose money on property. Someone already, you always have to have a place to live. I hate that. I don't own any property. I literally do not own any property. I have 3 places I pay rent on every month, but that's okay.
Because you still know how to generate.
Because I've made all my money in the stock market. Because you see what I'm saying, but
no, I it's funny you say that, because I'm so grateful that, when my first year in journalism, I made $22,000 a year. I didn't see my first 7-figure check till 2016, right? So that's 4 years ago. And I remember, and it wasn't in the form of the check, or I should say, I remember when it was deposited into my account. I think I just stared at it for a good 30 minutes, because I could not believe that this was my life, that I had been paid that much money. And it was harrowing. It was actually very scary, because granted, I mean, I had a 401k. I knew about the stock market. I knew about those things, but it just puts you in a really weird space, because you sort of, especially if you're Black, because I think we constantly live with what I like to call broke PTSD, right? Like, I grew up on welfare, raised by a single mother. I mean, we didn't have a whole lot. We had just enough, is what I would say. So to go from that, and even though it's happening, 30, 40 years later, that didn't even make me more well-equipped to deal with it. And so I can't imagine if you're LeBron James, you're 18 years old, and you get a $98 million deal with Nike. Like, that's numbers I can't even contemplate.
Yeah.
At 18, God knows what I might have done with that kind of money. But, when I remember my agent cussed me out, because playfully, but dead serious, because I bought my mother a brand new Benz, and he was like, he was like, well, you leased it, didn't you? I was like, no, I didn't lease it. He was like, so you bought it? You just gonna have some payments? I was like, no, I pay cash for it. And he was like, what are you doing? He was like, it's a car, it's a depreciating value. Like, he goes through all it. He was right, but I had to tell him. I was like, look, this is what you gotta understand about Black folks, right? Especially my mother is of a certain age. You cannot hand a 60-something-year-old Black woman keys to a brand new Benz and tell her there's a note. She's gonna worry to death about this note, and that she wouldn't have even been the one paying it. But it's just the simple fact of, if she thinks that it's gonna cost me money, that I'm gonna have to pay on something every month, it's not gonna go over well. I was like, I have to hand her something she fully owns, because then she knows it's real. All right. And so it was, and I was like, hey man, our relationship with money is different. I mean, it's much different.
Yeah, no, I mean, look at Meek Mill's biggest song, Dreams and Nightmares.
Man, had to go ahead and share that with y'all, man. That was just something that that was necessary to pass on. If you got that information from what Jamil was saying in a conversation with Vlad, then yeah. The mindset of your money, business and pleasure. What are we doing with that? She said this about her own mom, man. Like, with relatives, you see money totally different, because we think ownership is just having and just giving all into this particular way, and that's not necessarily the case. So you have to change your mindset about how you receive money, and how you're going to operate your money, how you invest your money, and how you market your business with your money. Got to come together on that, man, because what happens is if you get a hold of some good cash and some good capital, and the first thing you want to do is pop bottles and buy stuff, then you're not doing yourself nor your business a good deal. That's not going to happen. Business and pleasure. Can we do both? Or shall we do both? Or should we do both? I don't know. Because think about that. Jamil's talking about her mom, but hey, how about this? Ooh. How about you look at the fact that people are trying to do business and pleasure, church and state, with their significant other? Yeah, the one you love, baby. You're trying to break bread, and break that ass at the same time. How do you do this? I'm not understanding this mindset to people who say that they cannot do business with somebody that they love. There's such a negative aspect on the way that thought process is, that we don't have good cohesiveness with it. We don't. You assume automatically that it's just not going to work. Well, I don't want them knowing what kind of money I make, right? Bad move. Bad move. We talked about this earlier, man. We talked about how people are like, one person, this is your strength. Your strength could be to talk to people and get to know folks out there, and the other person just, I don't want to talk to them. Just let me get the money. I'll count the money and I'll stay, quote unquote, behind the scenes. I don't want to deal with all that. I just want to go ahead and just do me and do the business. You do all the talking. You go out there, and however you do it, right? But I think we have levels of insecurities within ourselves and our business partners because they have so much growth and so much confidence in them that what we see is the negative. We don't see, hey, they're bringing business in. They're being cordial and they're speaking to their client for their needs, and they're making them understand why they need to buy this product to invest their dollars and their capital with this business and bring the money back. The mindset of growth operates that way. There's a level of trust you got to have with your business partner, right? And I think that people won't allow themselves to grow by only looking at negative connotations. Well, you're assuming automatically that they're flirting with someone because they want to be with them, right? It just may be the tool to get somebody in. A small, coy flirt. And it's not saying that you're going to automatically try to sleep with that person, but hey, if that's what gets their attention and brings them in, no harm, no foul, then hey, I mean, you've done it to make a purchase, here or there. You probably had to flirt to get some extra fries. However it is, on your level of comfort, get some more fries and, put an extra piece of cheese on my burger for you, show a little cleavage, however you want to do it, And brothers, you got to be able to be like, man, if your lady looks good, yes, she does look good. Of course she does, because you kept her. You decided to marry her. You saw the beauty in her. So don't think that somebody else is not going to see that same thing. Be able to open up your mind, to open up your eyes to being, okay, well, she's attractive and they're going to want to buy from her, but she's bringing the money back over here to the house and to the family to grow the business long term. If you're only seeing she flirting with somebody else, and who does this dude think he is talking to my wife, then you're not going to be able to separate the level of growth from your business out of your personal and out of things that are pleasing to you. Because yes, you want to do your lady. Yes, you want to do your man. Yes, you want to have some fun in the bedroom and celebrate and do, nasty freaky shit together. But let that happen after the business is done. If you live in a level of insecurity, and you're not able to trust your significant other, or trust that they're going to do the right thing, or even trust you in that situation, then this may not be the best opportunity to move in business with that person. It's not a good look. You're not doing yourself any justice by doing that. You're not letting them grow your business together because you have tendencies and issues of jealousy. Right? There's money to be made. There's legacies to be created. There's growth opportunities that are coming along the way. But you're fixated on the flirting. And God forbid if they ever try to hook up and holler at somebody else. Well, how come your mind isn't on the growth of the business? Right? You don't see that looking at your boss at your 9-to-5 job. You don't see that as an entrepreneur. You don't pay that any attention because that's not in your mind. Well, this person's, I hear what you're saying, AB, but that's them at the job. That ain't my husband, that ain't my wife, that ain't how we get down like that. Well, if it's not how you get down, then don't allow those thoughts to come into your marriage and to give way to the opportunity for that. And I think we nestle our thoughts too far on the negative, that you don't allow yourself to see the positive in the growth and the beauty that you have with your significant other. Now, is flirting the only way to make money? Absolutely not. It's just that there are some people who may just flirt back just because they like what they're hearing. And you got to be able to get go ahead and smack that across the head, because if that's the first thing you're thinking, you won't be able to receive anything else. You have to allow that to go ahead and leave your mindset. Okay, we're in this thing to make money and not to be cheating and messing around. Because if that's a thought process you're having already, then that's a discussion and an insecurity that either happened before or has brought you to a place where business probably isn't the best move for the two of you at this time. No matter what you say, no matter what you think you can do, or no matter what you may want to do, if you have those type of thoughts that are going on in your mind, to where they're just driven off of cheating, it's not a good look for your business venture. You should not mix business with the pleasure. You dismiss the level of professionalism that's tied to the business that you say that you're going to have, right? And here's how it happens. You've seen it. If you recognize that, I'm going to put you on the side of the consumer, right? If you are recognizing that you can create a touch of friction and you want your petty to shine just a little bit, then you're going to push that button in that envelope to see what really happens. How jealous is their significant other? If I put my hand on their shoulder, is their significant other going to get upset? Is that going to cause them to blow up? I'm not saying that you're intentionally trying to sabotage someone, but just if you have a touch of petty and you can control the outcome, or you want to try to for that matter, then watch what happens when you attempt to go ahead and do that. You have your mindset that, let me see what happens. Okay, your significant other is a little jealous, huh? Okay. Well, I'll say let's talk about this over lunch, young lady. Let's you and I have a discussion. We can talk about business over lunch. How does that work? Just me and you. Let's talk about something. Is it going to cause a little bit of friction? If it does, that carries and weighs to the level of professionalism that deals with your business, sir, ma'am. Think about that, right? You're not putting yourself in a very likable situation, because how likely am I going to recommend this person to somebody else, knowing that they really get jealous, knowing that the smallest thing can damage and dismiss the opportunity for a good, solid, and stable income. It's not a comfortable look, because people do it all the time. It's not a comfortable look because now you know that that's a very unstable relationship. And if it's interfered into how that they're making money or their attempts to make income, then that's not going to last long term. And the reputation that you have as a business owner is not going to last. You've seen club owners who are married pulling that off. They're making their bread, they're stacking their chips, because they understand this is the hustle in the business that we're in. I trust the fact that you're going to do the right thing by this household and this family, and you're not going to be out there going and just trying to invite anybody into or onto your body. This is the covenant and the unit that we have together. So this is the aspect that you're bringing back to the home front, and how you are going to help this business excel. And this is what I'm going to do to get the exact same results. So you celebrate together. Celebrate those milestones in a whole different way, and let that thing just be what it is, and bliss that the two of you can connect and sit back and talk about. So have that understanding of your business structure. I hope this makes sense for somebody tonight. 847-47 iLife is the call-in number. If not, sit back, relax, and chill. I got this. Sipping on something cool, crisp, with a wee bit of bite. Business and pleasure. See, people are looking at me right now and they're like, well, Abby, what are you doing, man? You're sipping on something. You're having fun. You're enjoying yourself. I am. I've dedicated my time, my energy on this platform every Tuesday and every Thursday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Central Time to chime in about different topics that we discuss that are relative to our atmosphere, to our environment, to our social timing, and to our generation. There's a mindset out there that wants to make more money, and there's so many different ways to do that. There's so many people out there that want to create their own business, and they want to develop their own brands, and they want to showcase their talents. This pandemic has been so real, and it's touched so many different people in different ways. But the main thing and the main way that it's touched some folks is that they're able to spend a little bit more time working on them. You're working from home, or you're working remote, or you're out of your office, so your business is being taken care of, but at the same time, you're able to do more things that are focus driven toward what you want to do, because that supervision is very minimal. You're giving time back into yourself to where you can justify, now this is better time to work on me, or give that energy to me, and plan what I actually want to do with my life. So now that you're able to do that, sir, ma'am, that you're able to see it that what that is, how are you going to bring that to the home front? I have people call me all the time, man. At least once a week. Hey, man, I wanna pick your brain on something. I want to get your insight on how you would do this, and how you would what viewpoints you would take on doing that. And it's a beautiful thing, man, that people trust my opinion and want to come to me and ask me certain ways, because they understand that they're going to get the right type of knowledge and the right insight. But you're also encouraged, folks, to kind of do your own research on this. Take the steps towards your business. Don't just go off the word of somebody else's. Take an opportunity to say, okay, well, what do I want my business to look like? Use the internet for what it is. If you can watch your videos, and you can watch a platform like this, and we can just pull up a video and just show you something on the cuff how to do that, why not? Why not take the time to do that? How to invest in your business. People, and listen, you have to be able to use the internet for the tool that it is, man. This is the hammer to build the best house you could possibly have, and take full advantage. You've got so many different tabs and so many different search engines and websites and domains that you can find whatever it is you need to find. So don't limit yourself to just YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and just watching these quick little giggle videos, that you're hurting yourself in your business aspect. Well, how do you know this to be true? Well, shit, I'm looking at other videos. I'm reading other information. I use Google for so many different things rather than just, watching and streaming movies. I'm trying to really understand stocks, doing business now. Taking the time to really get that understood, because, the time is far. Let me show you something. Let me kind of help people understand where I'm at, and then kind of give you an idea of what I'm seeing on a regular basis. So if I hit this right here, typing it bad. This is what I'm looking at right here. Right? Cut these videos off. This is a page. Let me show you one of the things that I look at. And I can open up this door, because ain't no need in having secrets, man. Let's just kind of put this out there. Let me show you it's right here. Let's just zoom that out, and I'm going to show you what I look at sometimes. Can you all see that? I hope you can. Let me share the screen. Okay. This is what I look at, right? This is Motley Fool. If anybody doesn't know, this kind of tells you a few different things. This ticker over here, what's going on, how to retire with $3 million on a $50,000 salary, right? So if anybody out there is making, let's say, 60 grand a year, right? How do you can retire with $3 million on a $50,000 salary? Small things like that. Okay. Why Zoom video stock fell 6%. You know, it's all about the small things and how to really find your money. Disney World will close before Disneyland reopens. Small things. Why Apple stock fell in the last hours of the trading. So it just kind of gives you an idea of what to think about and what to look at. So here's something I want you all to take a look at, right? This is one small aspect. Business versus pleasure. So what are you looking at on your in my downtime? It's not serious videos. It's not porn. Sometimes it's some sports, but otherwise I want to look at something that's going to just kind of, increase my mindset, my thoughts, and how I can make certain things a little bit better, because I want to be able to pass something on, some insight on to my son and other peers as well. So let's look at the trends and stuff that happen in our world today. Business and pleasure, right? We've got just see it for what it is. You got business that's going on right now. So what's one thing that a lot of us are doing and they're following the trends of, right? You've got your, what is that thing called? Your marketing buy. So you got all these trucks out here with Amazon, UPS, right? You probably see them at least every other day pull up in the neighborhood. The Amazon truck, the FedEx truck, the UPS truck, the other little courier guy, the small Amazon dude that comes in his own personal car, the Instacart person that brings you groceries. You're starting to see these vehicles start to do some more operation, right? But gas prices haven't gone up. Ask yourself why. Kind of do your own research and dig on it. Ask yourself why. And look at how your business transactions are doing now. So we got a lot of folks who are ordering stuff in the mail, whether it's Amazon, it's Etsy, it's eBay, Pinterest. I don't know, all these different little forms that people are buying from, right? So they're seeing the trends are really happening. Somebody else wants to get into this game. Are they going to make their own platform, or are they going to add and be a part of another particular platform, right? Can you create another shopping mechanism and platform that people are going to want to say, hey, I can buy, I can do this too? Here's an opportunity to do just that. There's a person at home that's baking cookies, and you're doing something for your family, or you got little earrings and costume jewelry, whatever it is you might be selling, bottles of water, something with your name on it. Are you going to put together your own online store, or are you going to go ahead and put you a link on Amazon or eBay or Etsy and utilize your skills that way? That's the business aspect of it. You can, man, we have so many resources out there. You can do this. And hustler mentality is out there. You can partner with somebody, and you all can say, hey, man, you put this together, and I'll help it. Make it happen, right? You can connect to a good family member and says, man, listen, I know you've been trying to get this done. We can come together. We have to do the right thing the right way, put a mission statement together and make sure that we can be on the same page and follow the game plan all the way to a T. Right? We have to be able to say we can do that. We can do that. So to get the mindset, get all the trash out of your mindset, right? Get all that negative thinking out of your mindset, and partner up with the right energy that's going to allow you to do those things that you said you could do, that you said that you want to do. Because there's so much more, man. Listen, there's so much more that is in us, rather than just going and working your 9 to 5. You saw me back there, and I'll just posted a link. Matter of fact, I'll drop this. I'll drop this same link in the chat so that people can get some of this this insight and see this for what it is. I'll copy this link and I'll pass this on in the comments so that you can get this particular information, how to do that, how to retire with $3 million on a $50,000 salary. Somebody out there wants to be a millionaire, and you want to see that happen. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop that for you, so you can see it and click on that later. That's what this is about, man. Success spreads itself. Success spreads itself. Okay. I had this conversation earlier today. If you start to see things that are making their way towards success, then successful people do things to spread the information out there to their peers and their colleagues. They don't try to hoard it and keep it all to themselves. That success is not selfish. Doesn't do that. But success spreads itself, right? When you see people grow and they make money, and the design for them to actually advance and grow is they make sure the people around them are successful too, right? Your millionaires and billionaires aren't hanging with broke folks. They don't do that. People who got money don't hang around with folks that don't have money. So success spreads itself. You don't have people over here, let me roll with you, man, but I still owe you, a couple $100. That's not good business, right? You're still operating out of the employee mindset. So change the way you think about that and be able to share some information. Now, that doesn't mean that because I get mine, I need to go ahead and give you some of my money that I earn. What that success is saying that, hey, man, this is how I did it. And I'm going to show you the way that worked for me so that it can work for you. That is what success does. Success doesn't say, hey, man, I made me a cool, 500,000. Let me go on and break you off because I know you need some money to go kick it. No, because that exchange is I'm giving, but I got nothing back, right? I didn't plant a seed of growth. I just gave it away and I diminished that. So yeah, I hear you. You want to take care of your family and you want to be able to do all that. You want to be able to do things with your friends and have, enjoy the pleasure of business. But at the same time, you have to be able to understand that your business has to be successful enough that everybody gets a little something and they can grow with it and then come back. What I like to call this is a barbecue mentality. And in different speaking engagements that you've heard me speak this on, it's so true. Even being on the grill when I'm cooking for friends and family, you heard the mentality go to what is a barbecue mentality? What does that mean exactly? Well, the barbecue mentality, let me break it down for you right here, is if I'm on the grill, right, and I got the powerhouse and I got the wings cooking, man, I got the steaks on, I got the veggie kebabs over here looking good, I got the chops, I got the links, I got the brats, I got the corn, I got everything looking good on the grill, right? So if you show up, if somebody brought some plates and somebody over here brought some napkins and somebody, of course, brought the ice, and then there's somebody over here that brought the cups and the potato salad and the beans and the spaghetti, whatever you brought, whatever starch you may have brought for the side or dessert or whatever the case may be, we all are going to eat, okay? Because you put in on the success of this meal. You put in on the success of this fellowship. So I'm not going to go into having a barbecue mentality saying, oh, man, why are you going to feed him? He ain't do nothing but bring some napkins. Well, aren't you going to use those napkins? Right. So, what you gonna cook him for, man? I made the beans. You can't have none of the beans that I made. Sit up here want to eat my beans, but don't want to share. No. It doesn't operate like that. You put in on the success of this meal, so you, sir, ma'am, get to reap the benefits of that because everybody gets to be a part of the success. That's why people feel funny about somebody coming around just eating and didn't contribute. You didn't bring nothing. It's all good this time, but now can you return the favor? Can you enhance what everybody else is, contributed to this type of meal? And if you can't do that, then you'll start to feel a little something because you became a user. You'll begin to, push away and get labeled that same way. So next time that they start inviting and doing people, inviting people over, start having events, the chances are that person may not be the one that gets invited because they didn't put in on this. The next time somebody gets that cash and that paycheck, maybe we don't want to really break bread with you because you didn't put in on this. Everybody else gave a little insight. We gave something back so I can flip that money and came on back around again. And I can show you how to do it. I can show you how to do it because we all made this thing possible. But if you're not willing to go the extra mile and to help someone and to learn, then that success is not spreading. So again, change your mindset, man, so you can enjoy the pleasure. I think a lot of people often are expecting the reward before they do the work. Just because you say you have a business does not give you the right to sit back and just chill. If that is the reason why you're doing this, then the best thing for you to be is probably a travel agent. Put it where it is. If that's your old desire, is just to lay back and not do much, then just focus on being a travel agent and just sit back and do nothing and tell folks about it. But if you're not putting money into that business aspect of it, well, I got to reach this person, let them know. I got to take them on a vacation with me so I can show them how it looks like, what it looks like, and I can't put the work in because I need to start putting more information out about these locations and destinations and getting reviews. That's how you really work the business. But if you just want to go just to sit back and not do anything, yeah, I can do that. I'm fine. Be a comfort. What is that? A couch tester, a mattress tester. Just want to sit back and lay back and do nothing. That could be your business. All the same, business and pleasure. Can you do both? You can. Should you do both? That's going to be a mindset decision. You have to be able to change your mind about who you are, what kind of business you expect to have, and what kind of growth you intend to get because of that. We are living in the information age and moving into the task age. That information is readily in front of us. So keep that in mind, folks. You got to be able to see that the money is there. That jealousy that's in the back of your mind can't continue to happen, because you're not going to be able to get your ideas wrapped around growing next level. Get away from that thought process. Get away from that mentality. Get into something that's going to make more sense around you. And I can even look at it like this. So if you're talking about business and pleasure and you want to involve a friend, let that be a mentor. Let that be a mentor to you to guide you into the right direction, right? Let that be a person that can come in and say, this is how you operate your business, and I can look back from afar. I'm not tied into your business directly, but because I can sit back and I can watch this thing for what it is, and give you some different insight. I can mentor you, probably because I've done this thing a little bit differently before. Yeah. Have a mentor. Have a strong mentor that does not have to be tied to your business, that does not have any stake involved, that when you pay your business and you pay yourself, you're not paying the mentor. You're getting somebody who has an outside perspective on what you're doing for what you are. Not to say that you're going to pull on them in every opportunity you can, but you're going to have to try and do some stuff on your own and make your business as successful as it possibly can be. So keep that in mind, man. Get a mentor. That's going to help you when it comes to dealing with a friend, maybe a family member as well. But when you're looking at dealing, with a family, how to do that, you have to be able to spot that trouble before it's too late. You have to continue having discussions and changing your dialogue. I mentioned a mentor with the friend, but with family members, man, you may have to call in an expert to negotiate for you. You're gonna have to do that. You're gonna have to have somebody just negotiate something, because listen, if business goes bad and it goes nasty because it's family and you don't have a good way to get out of it, have a mediator, have a negotiator come in there and do that. Listen, I'm telling you, do not be above counseling, but be okay with having a third party understand what it is that you're doing. Have someone mediate your business. And you have to see your business for it as a business. It's not just some homies trying to connect and do something small and hustle. If you are doing business, do business and do the research. You can damage a long-term relationship with someone by not doing business properly. Okay, do your business properly. Set the proper expectations. Set the proper chemistry for with your your cohorts, and even when you're dealing with your significant other. Yes, you all may be in love and can see eye to eye in your marriage, and there's a lot of things that you want to build something together with and for. It's good to work side by side with someone as a business partner, but eventually know that you will have conflict. Okay, you can have conflict in your personal life, and you don't want that to affect something that's going to happen in your business world. So listen, the more money that's at stake when your business is going good, when you're dealing with your significant other, the greater the emotions are going to be. And believe it or not, money does change people, and lack thereof can change people too. Okay, they can get protective, they can get bitter, and in some cases, folks can get vengeful. Right? You got small claims courts filled with bad business relationships, and you're spending, more money than it takes because the business arrangement didn't work out. Don't put yourself in that situation. Avoid that. Have stuff on paper up front. If you're not comfortable with the money, I get that you want to, have a good relationship with your significant other, but have somebody else come in and look at this money, man. It's okay to be like, oh, it's all good, she got it. But again, money changes people. If there's anything that you feel that there's going to be a negative drawback on that, calm down, slow down, make the appropriate changes. You must do it. Happens time and time again. So I hope somebody got some good game, man, and got some insight out of that. You don't want to find yourself in a situation where you're frustrated with the person that you say that you love, and you end up doing some foul and harmful things to them simply because a business deal didn't go expected. But what you can expect is your boy AB to come back each and every Tuesday, each and every Thursday, to drop some good insight and give some good game right here on the Online Happy Hour. I told you, man, I'm feeling good. Good show, good discussion topic. And listen, man, it doesn't always have to be me. The chat room is always open. The likes are going to be there. The love is going to be there. Touch the button, man. Press your phone. If you paid your phone bill, call in and get some of this. I appreciate the love. And I'm going to continue to keep rocking it, keep doing it, and keep making it happen. So on behalf of everything that was discussed tonight, I want to say thank you for making time. You could have been doing something else, but you can always share this link, share this with a friend, and talk to somebody about what you heard tonight if it made sense. And if it didn't make sense and you got questions, shit, hit me up. That's what I'm here for. So, and then parting these hours, man, I just want to say thank you. If you have some discussion topics that you would like for me to discuss, hit me up, man. You know the email address. You know the website. You know where to reach me here. You can hit me in the chat. You can hit me on my Facebook. You can hit me on the Instagram, or even hit me up on the YouTube channel. So it's info at Andy Brown Speaks. It's follow me at Andy Brown Speaks. All things Andy Brown Speaks. You can do that. You can follow me. And I'm excited about this. So I just want to leave you with these parting words. Let you know that coming up next Tuesday is Election Day. How are we going to handle Election Day? Ooh, that's going to be rare, man. I think I'm going to sit back, put some numbers up on the poll, and we're going to do this thing live, willy-nilly, while the election is going on, so we can see who's going to be winning what, how they're going to be getting it done, and what this is going to look like overall. So thank you for making time. Good night to my family. Go Miles to my frat. And we gone. It's your main man, Andy Brown, right here on the Online Happy Hour. Signing up.